Hi, my name is Tasha Brown, and I will be reviewing the PowerPoint that I've made for our session this week called Naturalistic Observation, and I chose for it to be on childhood rather than adulthood. The description of my observation was that the child that I observed is around 2 years old. The setting of the environment was at a playground in a middle-class area. His caregiver was a female who looked to be in her 30s and was sitting on a bench not far away. She was looking at her phone and eating chips. The specific child that I observed was playing on the playground around the other kids. The developmental stage. The child is a boy who's going through the early childhood developmental stage. He toddles when he walks and seems to be receiving proper nutrition. He has blue residue on his face from some sort of candy or popsicle. His eyes are filled with curiosity and wonder as he points out everything that he sees. He looks a lot similar to my son, who is 2.5 years old. This boy might have been a little bit younger. At a glance, I've concluded that he is in the early childhood developmental stage because he is definitely younger than 6 years old. He looks around at the other children, but he is not playing with them. He is copying the children and moving closer, and he is being shy. In our book, it says that for the early childhood developmental stage is between 2 and 6, so that's why I stated that he definitely looked younger than 6. But yeah, he was looking at the kids and he just wouldn't go play with them. He's copying them, he's smiling at them, but he wouldn't go play. Evidence of poor emotional regulation. He gets angry because another child got on the swing before him. His emotional regulation is still in the very early stages according to page 261 to 262 of our text, which reads, "Controlling the expression of feelings, called emotional regulation, is the preeminent psychosocial task between ages 2 and 6. Play. He seems interested in the other children, but begins to play on his own with a few small action figures. I hear him say, 'hello,' which was hello. He is pretending that one toy is talking to the other. This tells me that he seems to have a healthy intrinsic motivation. He is engaging more in pretend play than he is in social play." Berger, 2017, tells us that intrinsic motivation arises from within and is when people do something for the pure joy of doing it, as opposed to the extrinsic motivation which comes outside of the person, when people do something to gain praise or some other reinforcement. At no point during my observation does the boy seem to be exhibiting extrinsic motivation. The reason I stated that he seems to be more interested in pretend play is because he's playing alone on his own most of the time. Social play is play that occurs with other playmates. Another child, a little girl who is probably a bit older than him, approaches, and he hands her a toy that she pointed at. Maybe he was just a little shy at first because it seems that he's enjoying social play with the little girl. He takes the toy away from the girl and she begins to cry. His female caregiver approaches and she asks him to share. He has become emotional and yells, "It's mine!" The caregiver then takes both toys away from him and sits back down as he throws a small tantrum and the girl's parents retrieve her. The boy demonstrates a mix of prosocial and instrumental aggression during my observation. Berger, 2017, tells us that prosocial behavior is helpfulness and kindness without any obvious personal benefit. He exhibited this when he shared the toy with the girl. He seemed to exhibit instrumental aggression when he snatches the toy away from her. Instrumental aggression is behavior that hurts someone else because the aggressor wants to get or keep a possession or privilege. The next part that I'm going to be stating about is discipline. His guardian seems to be disciplining him in an authoritative way. Authoritative style disciplining is a healthy balance of give and take, specifically defined by Berger 2017 as an approach to child rearing in which the parents set limits but listen to the child and are flexible. I gather this conclusion because she did not spank the child or go overboard with disciplining him. She let him stay and play, but she took away the toys that were causing his instrumental aggressive behavior. She also told the boy to tell the little girl that he was sorry, but her parents took her away too quickly, so he didn't have time. After about 10 more minutes of the boy playing on his own and interacting with the child one more time positively, the guardian tells him that it's time to go and they leave. The factors that I was able to gather was that the child was a Caucasian toddler. He was disciplined in an appropriate way, so I can assume that he is treated fairly. This is just an assumption from what I saw that day. There's no cultural factors that were evident to me. I couldn't really tell what religion he might have been or what his culture might have been like at home. The only definitive factor that I found was his age range along with his behavioral development from what I've read in our text. And then here's my references. I really enjoyed this session and doing this PowerPoint, and thank you for listening and watching. Bye.